Yo, what's happening, everybody? My name is Anthony Corrente, and this is not another episode of the Dynasty Drive. Welcome to the introductory episode of the Gridiron Drive, hosted by myself, Anthony Corrente, and my illustrious co-host, Peter Traina. Peter, how are we feeling? We're back on the feed. People are wondering what's happening. How are you doing?
Anthony, I'm feeling fantastic. This has been something we've kind of been flirting with for probably 20 years. It's coming to life. I love it.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, it's because you were previously subscribed to the Dynasty Drive podcast feed. Shout out you for listening. But we're kind of rebranding it, breathing some new life into it, going to do a few different things, a new YouTube channel, the Gridiron Drive. Not just Dynasty, the Gridiron Drive. Pete, tell the people what we're doing here, what besides Dynasty we're doing here. We're not throwing Dynasty away.
No.
Dynasty's hanging around, but we're going to do a lot of other stuff also. So why don't you hit on what they can expect to see from this podcast feed and the YouTube channel moving forward?
All right, yeah, I mean, we're going to talk all things NFL. We're going to talk week to week. We're going to talk about injuries, waiver wire pickups. We're going to probably, our next week, we're going to do some division previews. We'll talk some gambling. Maybe we'll give out some picks. We'll do a little bit of everything, but most importantly, we're just going to talk NFL. We're going to have fun doing it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we were looking for a way to talk ball, so to speak, without being siloed to just one sort of lane. So Dynasty will still kick around on the feed, but plenty of just NFL talk, some redraft talk, some Dynasty talk, some gambling talk, some fantasy, some gambling, some NFL, a little bit of everything. Something for everybody.
Yeah, and with all that, we're going to go through, we're going to start from the beginning. We'll talk about tips on how to build a power rankings, how to, read lines, and how to make responsible bets, and not just, 8-game parlays, that you love to see. But we might throw a couple parlays.
The people
I'm not
can
gonna
expect
lie.
8-game parlays from me.
8-game to 4-team, 2-team parlays, whatever they are.
Bet $2 to win $3,000. That's what I'm playing, baby.
You love to see it.
So yeah, we'll hit a little bit of everything. We wanted to get something out on the feed to let you know what you can expect from the feed moving forward, but also from, the YouTube channel that'll be up of the same name. And yeah, I mean, episodes will typically come out every week. Looks like for the time being, they'll probably drop on Mondays, sometime early in the morning. I would expect sometime right around 5 or 6 a.m. for you early commuters. Get on your feed. But I think the plan is to try and segment things pretty nicely where we can get you good info, concise info, get it out regularly and segmented pretty, I don't want to say pretty strictly because that makes it sound like boot camp, but kind of get in with a plan of what we're going to put out, how we're going to put it out, and be consistent that people can count on it, right?
Yeah, we'll definitely get in Monday mornings. Hopefully we can try to get a couple more, at least one more during the week. But definitely Monday morning recapping what happened in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, regular season is right around the corner, and we'll be talking, like we said, plenty of NFL. So, reactions to the games, like Pete said, injuries that have happened that, fantasy relevant or otherwise. We're going to show the defense some love for a change here on this feed. We're going to shout out the defense a little bit. Week-to-week reaction stuff, plenty of NFL draft talk when the NFL rolls around, power rankings, like Pete said. Fantasy stuff, we're going to hit a little bit of everything. Some dynasty, some redraft. Maybe you need redraft sleepers. Maybe you need waiver targets in redraft. Maybe you need help with dynasty trades. Maybe it's the first time you're playing in a Devy league and you don't know what the hell to do, how to value anything. We're going to be here for all of it. We've played enough of every format. I think we can provide pretty actionable advice in almost any format and tell people how to kind of build out a roster the way they want to, regardless of the format that they're playing.
In terms of gambling, like I said, we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to take care of everybody. We're going to make sure that you're gambling with your head. I like to make a model. We just want to do it the right way and kind of, I know a lot of shows like to just pump out, oh, here's our picks. I have a feeling this team's going to win. I'm not saying I am a pro, But I do have a process, and I think everybody should have a process, and that's something we would like to hit on as well.
Yeah, agreed. I'm gonna learn some stuff about gambling here. It's gonna show me the way to be a responsible sports bettor. And not just bet the 18 parlays. Try not to anyway.
This is coming from a guy who has a Mets World Series prop in when they were like 13 games below 500. So take that for what it's worth.
All right. Well, we're gonna have a first proper episode coming down the pike next week. Getting some division previews in. Who are we hitting next week on the first division preview?
We're gonna start with the AFC East.
Say it with your chest. And we're going to talk about the future Super Bowl champion.
Buffalo Bills.
No. All right. Pete lasted one day on the feed. Sorry, folks. What we're going to talk about is the AFC East and how the Jets will inevitably break my heart once again.
What an outstanding division. This is, I'm glad we started here because this division has so much going on. I'm excited to talk about the AFC East.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. You're going to want to make sure that you tune into it. It will be live 1 week from when this is live. So next Monday, you will have access to the AFC East division previews. If you're listening to this, chances are you're already subscribed to the podcast feed. But if you're not and you stumbled upon it or you stumbled upon this video on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button or follow on the podcast, whichever podcast provider you're listening on. If you want to leave us some early love, a 5-star review, or share the podcast with any of your friends, that stuff is always greatly appreciated. I was off the Hellscape app that is formerly Twitter, currently X, for a little bit, but I'm finding my way back on there, getting my legs back under me a little bit. So you can follow me on there if you haven't already at Dynasty Drive. Peter, where can they find you on the former Bird app?
You could find me at Pietro Bets. Pietro. I wish my name was Pietro, man. I should be Pietro.
You should be Pietro. All right, he's at Pietro Bets on Twitter, X, whatever it's called. I'm at Dynasty Drive. You can find us there. AFC East division preview is going to be live next week. Thank you for listening to this little brief introduction about what we're going to be doing. I look forward to sharing more with all of you. I know Pete feels the same. Share this YouTube channel with all your friends, and everybody can use another YouTube channel to subscribe to. So go ahead and smash the like button. Go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I think this is good. You pumped?
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped up. Pumped up. All right. We will be back next week with the proper episode. AFC East, Super Bowl champs, New York Jets.
Keep the drive alive.